Snowboxers, find your own voice, lead from within. We're very, very sorry, guys. We have had so much problems with the restream. So at this minute, I don't know what the problem is. But we've been trying for almost since 1 o'clock, and now it's been like 55 minutes or 56 minutes we've been trying to broadcast. So I'm gonna be here for a few minutes. So the topic today is the stages of breakup and the healing process. Uh, as you can as you put together the patch of breakup, and when you had a bad breakup, and you might ask yourself, how long does the pain of breakup last? And I know some people, they say it can last 3 months, it can last 6 months, or it can last a year or anything else like that. People have given the breakup the time scale of how it should last. Um, okay, they've given it a time scale of how the breakup should last. For me, basically, I understand that we are all individual. I don't know why I have earphones on. So I understand that we are all individual, and the process of breakup as a coach for me is different. If someone say it should take 2 months, it should take 1 month, it should take 2 months. So how do they know your body, your feelings, your emotions? Is how you deal with the situation. When you go through a breakup, is how you respond. How you respond to that situation is the critical component of how your breakup, your healing is gonna last, how the pain and the process is gonna last. Some people, they go through the breakup and then they go through a shock. So the reason why I'm saying we go through a shock is you get a shock of the promises that were made. When we meet our spouse, the promises are made. We visit places together with that person. Memories are created with that person. Memories are created, the boundaries are created, everything is created. And after that, when we create boundaries, we create memories, we create everything when we meet someone, and then all of a sudden, we if we are looking for the same thing, we get to know each other, and we make promises of one day we're gonna marry each other, one day we're gonna have children. Maybe that breakup comes, we have children. That breakup comes without children. That breakup maybe comes after 2 days. Somebody meets somebody, and then after 2 days of dating that person, or 1 week or 6 months, they're like, it's not something that I want to continue exploring. I don't want to be in this relationship. So it doesn't matter how long you've been with that person. The shock is the same. The pain is the same. So if you have children, the pain is the same, because you have to think about the pain of having to actually cope without the memories that have been created, your children, and all those things that it comes together with. Or some people, the families as well. You have families that have created a relationship with this person. You have friends that have created a relationship with this person. So now you have to go and tell your friends that I'm no longer with that person. Then friends, they have something to say about it. Then you have to actually cope with their response. Then you have to cope with the family response. So there are so many things. If someone comes to you and say breakup will take 2 months, it will take 3 months. For me as a coach, I say breakup, it depends with how the body responds, how the emotions are responding, how the person as individual, they are responding to that problem. And there are some people, a breakup is like grieving. is the same. You're grieving. Your grieving is your brain is registered pain, all emotional pains. Now he knows when you break up with someone, is all the pain, the heartbreak, and the physical pain, and the list goes on. So the hurts, the trauma, everything goes on together. So, and then the process of how you respond now is gonna be the critical component of how your grieving is gonna take. So now we need to talk about now the mind is gonna have to find the new source. Now the mind has been let down. Now the mind is no longer have those memories. Your mind is knowing your heart that I'm no longer gonna have to hold these memories anymore. I have to let them go. So now the mind and then the heart has to actually now find the source of joy. So how do you go from there? How do you find the source of joy? How do you find the source of moving forward with your life and letting it go? Those are the things that will come together with the healing process. And the healing process, it will come with how you respond to that situation. And once you find a new source, then that's when you're gonna have to, if anyone in the audience are watching, guys, feel free to type what do you think. If you have gone through the breakup, you have gone through the stages, feel free to type the stages. Or it could be a coach that has gone through has witnessed their clients how they've processed their breakup. Please feel free to actually type how you've been able to actually go through that breakup, or the coaches, how your clients have been able to actually letting go and find that healing, the source of healing, the source of joy. Please feel free to type it. And also, if you are somebody who is grieving, Dr. Pickett was meant to actually come on today. So we had problems with the system, so she couldn't. We've been trying for 50 something minutes and she couldn't. I can hear her, but she couldn't hear me. So in the end, I said to her, she just needs to go. I'll do the live on my own. So if you are that somebody who is grieving, she was here and she is a grieving coach, and please get in touch with her on her social media. And if you are somebody who has gone through this stage, who is going through this stages of breakup, and you don't know how to begin, how to find that joy, because the joy begins, the healing begins with us. It doesn't begin with our exes, what they've done to us. It doesn't begin with our in-laws or whoever is involved. Normally when there is breakup, there's always something involved. So it doesn't begin with us, something involved. It begins with us. We have a choice to let it go. We have a choice to actually go through those stages of healing and making a choice. The first stage is is finding that joy, making a choice of, do I want to hold on or do I want to let go of this pain? So those are the first thing. And also, if you are somebody who is watching and you want to work with NOMSA and to find that joy in your life, please feel free to get in touch with me. And don't just watch it and you want to find your own voice and lead from within. It's all about finding your own voice. So please get in touch with me and I'll be able to help you. And also, now we need to talk about the healing. First, I need to think about self-love. If I want to go through the healing, because I've been rejected, the relationship is gone. Now I feel I've been rejected. I feel like I'm ashamed of this relationship. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of the chains that have been that have now been chained, the chains of this relationship that hasn't worked. I'm afraid that my friends, when they look at me, they're gonna ask questions why the relationship didn't work. So I feel like I'm a failure to my family. I feel like I've let down my family. No, you haven't. So if you are somebody who feel that way, you have not let down your family. So that's why we don't want you to feel. A relationship, we meet people for a reason. It's either sometimes it's a season. We're going through something and God connects us with this person. Sometimes God connects us with the person or the universe, whatever your beliefs that might be. For me, I believe in God. We get connected to people. Sometimes we're not meant to date them. Sometimes there's a they have a job that they need to do to help us the path. There is something that has been assigned, like an assignment that has been assigned that person to help us. But if that person is kind, is attractive, and things like that, we get sometimes we can like, oh, this person is nice, and we start dating them. Maybe we are not meant to date them. They are meant to help us with something. The assignment, or is the season of love that is coming that way. And that's why it's very, very important when you are selecting somebody. It's very, very important to actually know your values, know your principles. Sometimes we select the person knowing that they are not right for us, or sometimes we have decided that we are looking for this guy that should be like this, and this, or the woman that should be like this. And uh, when we meet them, we just select them because of the things that we have in our head. That I'm looking for a guy who is 6 foot, and I'm looking for a guy who, he has to be 6 foot. He has to have a good career. He has to have a good mindset. He has to have this. The list that I have is there. I'm holding it in my mind, but maybe God has a different purpose for you. We have to talk about the big man, the universe. Some people believe in the universe. For me, God is the creator of the universe. Maybe he has a different um, uh, life for you, different destiny. Maybe the guy that is gonna take you, or the woman that is gonna take you to be where you need to be, is a woman who knows what they want, really knows what they want. And that woman, she's, let's say you are a millionaire, that woman is an ordinary woman that can actually enter your life and take you to from a millionaire to a billionaire uh, stage. So then, but you single that person, everybody out, instead of handing over to the high power and say, this is what I need, I'm looking for, and can you help me? Or even if we know what we want, instead of singled people out. Sometimes the people, I've gone to a relationship events. I've seen women testifying. I've seen women coming forward and say, "This is normally the guy that I'm with is not the guy that I'll always pick. I'll pick the guy that I thought that it was the guy that I've meant to date." So some women completely, they change their selection of women. Even Tony Robbins, he says he used to have his own mind that his woman should look like this. But when he met his wife, he actually picked his wife. His wife was completely different to what he would pick normally. And that's how God works. That's how the universe works. So sometimes when the relationship starts, the signs are there, but we choose to ignore them. And then here comes the pain when the relationship ends. And the universe will be like, listen, I reminded you that you were looking for a woman to marry, you were looking for a woman to have children, you were looking for a woman who knows what they want. But this woman came to your life and put this personality, that this is who she is, or this man came into your life and she put this personality, and the signs were there, but you ignored those signs. And so now the relationship is breaking. So that is will be the reminder of you looking at yourself, because normally is sometimes it's fear. When we know what we want and we don't choose the things that we know that we the relationship that we should want everything. Basically, when you are choosing, selecting anything that you are choosing, it's like the tribe. When you are choosing tribe in business, everything in psychology, you evaluate people's character. This person, will I be able to work with this person? Will I be able to have meetings? Will they be able to listen to me? Will I be able to feel free to share my values with them, my beliefs with them, even if we don't have similar values, even if we don't have similar interest, but we have similar values and beliefs, or maybe different beliefs. Will they be able to listen to me? There are some people who basically are there and say, this is what I believe, and I don't want to hear what you believe. So that's where, when the relationship goes to a stage of pain, then how we respond is the critical component of how we are able to access and express our needs moving forward, and turning attention to what has gone wrong. It is you. You turn attention to yourself. You allow your emotions to actually take control, to flow. You allow the movement of exercises to take control, to take over your life. When I'm saying the movement of exercises, it means you do the meditation, and allow your feelings to feel your feelings, not making it feel wrong. Why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel this pain? Why does it hurt so much that my relationship is broken? Yes, allow it to hurt so much. And allowing it to hurt so much, it means you're going through the proper process of healing. But if you are blaming yourself, but the feelings are there, and you are like, why am I hurting so much? Yes, I'm hurting. I acknowledge that I am hurting because of what I've been through. I'm hurting because I'm a human being. But what do I do? How do I move forward with this? What do I do with this hurt that has so much? Then the healing process, then that is, you will realize that you need to do the healing process. Once you do the healing process without blaming yourself, without blaming your feelings, without blaming your ex, you now then, when you're healing, cut cut the communications with your ex. You don't need to make friends with your ex. If you have children, that friendship will come natural, but you need to cut it off. If you want to bring the children, you want your ex to see the children. If you have children, you can arrange for your ex to somebody to give the children to your ex, or you can actually to actually face the breakup and everything. You can be a bigger person and just face them and bring them the children, but don't allow the relationship and say, okay, I'm breaking up with you, but we can still be friends right now while I'm in the process of hurting. So your mind and your emotions and your feelings, they don't have strength to make that decision at that moment. So give yourself time to make a decision where you want to go. So if you are hurting, it could be fear that is forcing you to make friendship with that person in that moment while you are hurting. So while you are hurting, I wouldn't say it depends. If you are hurting, you are hurting. being hurting inside, it doesn't mean that you have to be strong. If you are hurting and you have children with that person, you have to see them, to see the children, hand over the children when they sing the children. It is fine, but you have to learn to put you first. There are some people that are, I'm doing it for my children. Really? Are you doing it for the children, or are you doing it because you fear that the unknown of you being alone? Because when you break up with someone, if you have kids, you will put you first. You will hand over the children, and you will be polite as possible, greet them, ask them how they are, wish them well, and go back. You don't make friendship with them until you heal properly. Once you have healed, your mind and your emotions is gonna then make a decision. That inner child, it will be there. Then and your inner being, you make a decision. By the decision that is made through fear, it doesn't work. So you have to work on your fears. Some people, when they break up, they fear the unknown. They fear what's gonna happen tomorrow. Will I be able to face this on my own? Yes, you will. So that's why it's very, very important to work on your healing. The healing process requires you to cut off your ex, no fighting, and finding support. Find support, it means find a family member that can support you, that is a champion, or find a coach. If you go to any GP, if you can't afford it, or either way, because of some reasons, everyone has a different situations. Everyone is individual. We all have different situations in life that we go through. Our processes are different. If you can't afford, there's always a system in the community. Churches, they offer counseling. Pastors offer counseling of people who can't afford to get it, to hire a coach to coach them. So you can go to your local coach, local church, ask your pastor to help you. They'll sit down with you and create a plan on which days you can come for counseling, and it is free. You don't have to pay. And they are good. The only thing is they're gonna use the scriptures to make sure you use your proper healing properly. If they are Christians or either religion, whatever religion they are, they're gonna use their religion to help you be in psychology. So if scriptures are psychology, psychology is used by everyone. So they're going to use the psychology to help you go through the stages of healing. So we cannot say, I'm going through because I'm going through, I can't afford to go to a coach. You can go to your local church, and they have, the pastors can give you counseling. They have teams that counselors, so that they can locate you to. And if you have money, you can hire a coach. And once you have that, those are the things that you have to go through, the stages that you're gonna have to go through, finding support and remembering to taking care of yourself, and without judging yourself. Don't judge your time or the length of how much time you need to grieve. Do not judge yourself. Do not judge your exes. Once you go through the process of this healing, you come to a conclusion where the truth will be revealed, what went wrong in the relationship, why the relationship didn't work. So the truth will be revealed through going through the counseling, going through the process. Uh, so that is those are the stages. So do not judge the time and say, why am I not, I've been grieving for 2 months, why am I not feeling different? Let your mind, let your emotions feel that pain. Let you experience whatever your body wants to experience, but make sure you do not stay too long. When I'm saying too long, don't stay 2 years there, don't stay a year there, but allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to feel the process. Don't say, oh, my friend broke up with their ex. Or somebody I know at work, they broke up with their ex, but they were over it within 2 months, within 3 months. That is judging you. When you are judging yourself, you are putting another burden to carry. So we don't need to do that. We don't need to go to that judgmental space where we start judging ourselves, where we start questioning our pain. We don't need to go there. If we feel like we want to cry, we can cry, as long as what is important is finding the support. Find a good support system. Um, there are some people who are very, very lucky, who have family members that can support them to get to where they need to be. There are some people who have friends who are really, really, really good. Don't be ashamed of speaking to your friends and letting them know how you are feeling. And don't be afraid of getting out there. Some people get ashamed, like I'm if you are somebody who's used to getting dressed and go out for meals with your ex, or go and do things, simple things, and now your ex is gone or she's gone, and you're worried that what is people gonna think. Everybody has issues. I don't have problems with the relationship, but I have another problem. So we all going through something in life. So that's why it's important not to worry about what people think. Worry about your journey, and worry about getting the good support system that can help you to get where you need to be. Grieving, we have a grieving coach at Ngozi Talk Shows. So you can get in touch with the Dr. Biget, or you can get in touch with me, and I connect you with people that can help you with the stages of breaking up. I'm also a psychologist as well. So you feel that your life is messed up, and you want to find that you want to live that life, freedom, break away from your chains that are holding you moving forward, I can help you with that, because I did help myself. If you can look at my pictures on Facebook, I had loads of chains in my life. The chains of breakup relationship, the chains of healing, the chains of shame. I was ashamed when my relationship fell apart, but I find a breakthrough. I found a way, and now I'm thriving with my life, and I'm living the life that I want, which is the freedom within myself. Love is the freedom. When you love yourself, is the most freedom that money cannot buy. So I found myself, I found the Nomsa that I have been searching for all my life. Dating the wrong people, and all sorts of things were happening in my life. But I found myself. And when I did find myself, that's what I've decided to do the work that I do today. So if you are looking for that process, you're looking to free yourself, get in touch with me. I cannot fix you. I'll help you to fix yourself, to find yourself again. And also the healing process, it begins with um, uh, if you're not judging yourself, you have to think about socializing. You cannot find healing if you are somebody who has decided that because your relationship hasn't worked, and now you're just gonna stay in the house and you're not gonna socialize. So you need to keep things going. And when you don't feel okay, you don't need to pretend. When you hang out with people that are true to yourself, that are authentic, when you're not okay, you are able to express to them that, you know what, guys, I don't feel too good. Sometimes you have bad days. Sometimes you have good days. Sometimes you have amazing time. Things it will be a bumpy ride until that chain it decided to go completely. That pain it decided to go completely. You could actually feel pain today, and tomorrow your mind could decide, actually, I don't want to hold on to this pain no more. So when you get up one day, you may feel different, and you may feel that, actually, I don't want to feel this way no more. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I wanna be me again. I wanna know what it feels to love me. I wanna know what it feels, how it feels to fully surrender and accept myself. I wanna know what it feels to actually break these chains and just live, be free. So one day you might wake up and feel like that. That's why I'm saying don't judge the time scale and say, actually, 2 months has been too long. I've been grieving for this relationship, or 3 months has been too long. We are all different. We are all individual. We are different. We are walking the path that's are different, paths that are different. We are climbing different mountains. We are crying different pains. We are experiencing different pains, the joy. We are There's so many things that are going on in life, in the world. If you look at sometimes when I'm going through something, I have to type how many people die per day around the world. And I have to look at myself that I am one of the lucky ones that are standing. So if you do that, then you will realize how lucky you are to be alive. And also, uh, breaking up with someone is not a choice, or sometimes we might have selected the right person. People grow. When they grow, they change. Some people change. For me, I've grown. I wouldn't say I have not changed. I have changed, but my mindset has grown. There's been a growth in my mindset, but I can't say that I have changed. I have learned to actually accept me for who I am. I have learned to unlearn some other things. So I can't say, you know what, I'm different from anybody else. I'm not different. The different is I've learned to unlearn things that don't save me. I have learned to accept Nomsa 100% unapologetic. I love myself so much in a way that when somebody comes to me, I'm able to share that love 100% to them and give them a hug and tell them that in my heart that I accept you in my life, not giving them an attitude. So when you do accept yourself 100%, you are able to share that love with somebody else. So that's why it's very, very, very important when you go through the stages of grieving, never ever judge yourself. Never ever judge your time. Never ever judge your healing process. The healing process, it comes back to our childhood attachment. So what is there in our childhood attachment that we have not dealt with? So we have to go back, deal with some stuff, deal with my mother breaking up. I had to go back and deal with my mother breaking up with my father. I had to go back and dealing with my father breaking up with my mother. I had to go back and deal with uh, my parents not living together. Now I have to visit both my parents and living two different lives with my father and my mother, having two experiences with my stepmom and my stepdad. And I had to go back and experience those things and actually be grateful of my parents divorcing. For me, it was a blessing. The reason why I'm saying it was a blessing is if my father had stayed with my mom and my mom had stayed with my dad, knowing that things were not good for them, they were not happy. If my dad would have stayed not happy and my mom stayed not happy, it would have affected me. It would have affected my upbringing. It would have affected me emotionally. It would have affected me in so many ways. But I was glad when I'm going back and dealing with my issues, back to my childhood attachment, there was this relief that my parents were able to actually recognize the problems, and they were able to say this thing is not working, and they were able to actually let it go of what didn't serve them anymore. Yes, I wished my parents would have stayed together, but I was so grateful that I was so lucky that the life that I had with my dad, the life that I had with my mom, So those are the things that we need to, when we are breaking up or doing the healing process, we need to go back our childhood. But we can't stay there from that pain. If there is a pain that you need to deal with back to your childhood, you've got to deal with it, and then you've got to get out quickly. So once you deal with that pain, now you have to go through the acceptance of the process that it was never your fault. It was never your parents' fault. We all go through challenges. Now I'm an adult myself. I'm having to go through what my parents have gone through. So we just have to know that it's not really whatever is going wrong is not our fault. And how can we move forward with our lives? How can we create the life that we want? How can we create the breakthrough that we want? We have a summit coming up in October, which is called the Breakthrough Challenge Survival. And so that summit is all about breakup, healing, finding healing after breakup. So, so those are the things that you need to actually work on when you're going through the breakup. You go back. You have to go back to your inner child. When you go back to your inner child, just start evaluating now your life. Sometimes it's our childhood. Like myself, I had so many things that I had to deal with that I thought this was wrong, this was because I had my own definition that my parents shouldn't have divorced, my parents shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have this should not have happened, and things like that. But in the end, I realized that I was very lucky to have the people that I had in my life. And when I realized that, I was really, really happy. And I had to work on uh, now we have to work on betrayal. Betrayal. Sometimes when you break up with somebody or parents break up, it can feel like a betrayal. Promises are made, children are born, and there are promises that I'm gonna love my children, I'm gonna be with them forever. They need the promise. That promises is broken. So that promise, it can feel like a betrayal. So when you feel that the promises feels like a betrayal, what we need to do is, that's when you have to go back to your inner child. If you have had parents divorcing through when you were a child, that could be the reason why you're going through the same thing. So go back, deal with that betrayal, because even if it was never your fault, but it felt like you felt betrayed by two people, that your mindset has basically put this, created something that my parents should not have broken up. But who are we to make that decision? So you have to go back. If you have had parents uh, um, divorced, go back and deal with those emotions. And those emotions, that is a healing. It's a healing process. And once you go back and deal with the processes, some people have had parents staying together, but they're staying together for the wrong reasons. That's where this part of I'm staying with him, I'm staying with her because of the kids. No, you ain't staying with her because of the kids, because staying with somebody you know you don't want to be with them, that is destroying your children, that is destroying your life. So you stay because of fear. You fear what's gonna happen raising the kids on your own. That is the truth. We don't stay with our spouse if we don't want to be with them because of the kids. We stay with them because we fear the unknown. So you have to deal with that. If you go through, or if you go through the stages of you want to break away from the breakup, uh, look at your parents. Were they staying together for the sake of living with you, with bringing you up? So that could be the cause of the problems. Your relationship is that is not working. So you need to go back. Once you go back and deal with what needs to be dealt with, break away, cut every code, every code. That's why people say there is a ancestral stagnation, there is ancestral bondage, there is my like mother like daughter's problem, there is like father like daughter's like son's problem. So those are the things that when you had a father, the relationship doesn't work. That generation, the next generation, if you don't cut the cord, it can repeat itself. Cutting the cord, it means I am willing to make up my own mind, to judge my own life, to evaluate my own life, in order to evaluate my life, how my parents lived. So you're willing to evaluate your life, how you want to live your life, not how your parents lived. So that's how you break away, you break the code of uh, relationship, the story, the same story. They end up the same way. Your story ends up the same way with the relationship. You end up picking the wrong guys, the bad guys. Women like bad guys. Why do you like bad guys? That ends up with the relationship ends up breaking because you like bad guys. So go back to your inner child. Find out why don't you want good guys. You only want to date bad guys. Why don't you want good women? You just want women that are bad. When I'm saying bad, you like people that don't want to commit. You like to be a rescuer. You like to be all different things. So go back to your childhood. There must be something that is attached to that. So that's why when you go to the Bible or when the preachers preach, they say dealing with ancestral bondage, dealing with a stronghold from your parents, dealing with the stagnation, dealing with the chains of your past or your ancestral and stuff. So all these things are created, whether we are white or black, color, it doesn't matter color, we all have the same thing. We all go through the same thing, ancestral bondage. We all go through parents bondage, parents stagnation. We all go through all these things. So you have to be somebody who is willing to break those chains and go through the healing process. And once you recognize where the problem started, which is maybe back to your childhood or maybe back to your adulthood, or you had an amazing upbringing and then things started going wrong. So once things start going wrong, then you have to recognize where things went wrong and be honest. That's why uh, when God says, I am going away, I will bring the advocate that will testify the truth. So it means you have to testify the truth, that thing that is within you, that inner child that is within you. You have to be honest with yourself. If you want to break up and find the healing process and live that life that you want, it comes with the truth. It comes with the integrity. It comes with the honesty. It comes with knowing your values. It comes with knowing who you are as a person. It comes with self acceptance. It comes with self love. It comes with going back to your childhood and knowing the person that you who stood by you, which is you. So it comes with really, really surrendering surrendering to your life and actually accept your life 100% and say, this is who I am, and this is who I want to be, and this is who I want to become, this is who I'm becoming, and recognizing the process of this is the person that I'm becoming. I have accepted myself. I have accepted to break these chains that have been holding me all my life. I have been a follower. I've been following people when I'm dating. I meet somebody and I go and tell my friends that I've met this guy, but I'm not sure. And my friends say, why are you not sure? If he's a good looking, go for him. He will look, he will treat you well. Why are you questioning yourself instead of actually evaluating things yourself? Because at the end of the day, you will be dating the guy. Your friends will not be dating the guy. Your family will not be dating the guy. You will be dating the guy. So instead of evaluating things yourself, so you can make the right decision in your life. So those are the things that are important to your life. Knowing who you are, knowing your values, knowing your beliefs, knowing where you want your life to be in 5 years, in 2 years, in a year's time. And once you know where you want your life to be, you can ask God to help you. You can ask God, He's always there. He says, I will give you an advocate. And that advocate, he will not speak on his own. He will speak the words from my Father's authority. He says he does not speak, God does not speak on his own authority. He speaks on his Father's authority. So that means whether you believe in God, you don't believe in God, but you are still his child, he will still comes bring his angel to help you out. When you cry for help, when you cry to break these chains, cry for healing, it means he will be there to help you out. So that is then you have to, it will be up to you. Everything, you hold the pain. You hold the pain, you write your own story. I don't know. I have a pen here. I have a pen, but I don't know what story do you want to write with this pen. I am holding the pen. And when I'm holding this pen, I want to write my story, but it has to be the story that comes from my mind. Yes, I've had a breakup. Yes, somebody said they don't want to be with me, but do I want to be with me? Yes, somebody tells me that I'm not enough, or they have issues that they need to deal with, but what do I think about me? What am I going to write with this pen? What am I going to write? If you are somebody right now, take the pen and hold it in your hand. Just think about what are you going to write with this pen? What are you going to begin? The words. Think about the words. Where are you going to begin? Writing your own story. Because your story needs to be written, but it needs to be written by you. It needs to be written not by your friends, not by your family. So who is going to write the story? Who is going to write the story in your life? Are you willing to write your own story? When you're writing your own story, God is with you. He says, I will send the advocate. It means he knows who do you become, who are you when you're hiding, who is Nomsa when Nomsa is not doing live here. God is still watching me. Who is Nomsa when Nomsa is sleeping? What am I dreaming about? Where do I need to go from a year now, from now on? Where do I need to go from a year from now? Where do I need to be? 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I need to write that story on paper in my head. 5 years from now, who do I need to become? Who do I need to become? 5 years from now. It is important to know where you need to be. The healing might be so painful. The memories that I once cherished with my spouse, and now have to let them go. They just need to become a memory. I can't use them anymore. The memories, the places that I have visited, I can visit them. Doesn't mean I have to stop visit them, but I need to break away from the past. It means when I'm visiting them, I'm creating my own memories. There are places where you visited with your ex and you love those places, so you can't stop visiting them, going to the cinema, um, watching live, going to theater, watching live music or dance. There's so many things that people do together. So you can't stop those visiting those places because your ex is no longer there anymore. But now when you visit those places, make sure you are writing the pain. Make sure you are holding the pain, writing your own story. Writing your own story, it means when I'm hurting, if I'm hurting right now, I'm gonna write my own story. Who I want to become. Who do I want to become? Who do I want to become? Writing this pain, who do I want to become? I'm moving on from the pain. And I love God. I'm moving on from my pain. Who do I want to become? Those are the questions that you want to become. And once you know who you want to become, what do I need to do to get there? Maybe I need to go to the gym. Mentally, physically, if I work hard on my mentally, mind, emotions, that helps me to focus. So I need to go to the gym, or I need to go for walks every day, or I need to go walk, gym, running, so many things that you may need to do for you to get to where you need to go. So I'm holding the pain. What do I need to do? I want to go running. I want to run. When I'm running, I want to listen to that. I want to think about life. I want to focus. I want to listen to that music that brings joy to me. And so plan your day. That is the healing process. You have to hold the pain in your life. No one can hold the pain. Your destiny is written by God. In order for God to help you to write your destiny, you have to be in the one that agrees that I am Nomsa Clara Mncube, and I am willing to do whatever it takes to break away from the pain. I am Nomsa Clara Mncube. I am willing to do whatever it takes to get to my destination, even if I don't feel like it, even if people are laughing at me, even if people don't believe in me. I am willing to hold this pain and get to where I need to be. You got to have something. You got to have some goals. If you don't have goals, so as a human being, you have to have something that you need to reach. Sometimes things might not go your way. So if things don't go your way, does it mean you have to stop where you want to go or want to get married, living with your spouse or your wife or your husband, and things don't go according to the way you planned? When they leave, does it mean your life you have to stop? No, it doesn't. It means life must go on. It means life, I need to continue climbing the mountain. It means I need to continue becoming the person that I want to become by knowing who I am, the principles of life, the values. What are my values? What are my beliefs? The beliefs has to be real, not a fantasy. There are some people who believes in fantasy. So we don't have to believe in fantasy. We have to believe in things that are real. When we are writing this, when we are holding a pain, writing our own story, can you imagine you're holding the pain, but then you give you pain to somebody else? I need to break through from this relationship. But could you please help me? Hold the pen for me. Make decisions for me. Because right now I'm in no position to make decisions for myself. Can you imagine the life that you live when you give somebody a pen to write your own story? Can you imagine the pain, the frustration, because in the head your mindset is not living the life that you actually want. Your feelings, they are not actually working how they should be. So that is a torture. I don't need to tell you that that is a torture. That is you torturing yourself. So for me, I would say hold the pain. This pen, find a journal. Record your feelings. If you're feeling really bad, it is okay. It is okay. As long as you're not blaming yourself. We don't need to blame ourselves when we're going through the pain. We meditate. We connect with our inner being. When we feel we want to cry, we cry. It's not wrong to wanting to cry. It's not wrong to feel the pain. It's not wrong. It is okay to feel the pain. And if you guys are, if anyone is watching and you're going through this, the pain, and you don't know how to hold your pain and write your own story, get in touch with me. I will help you. I'll work with you to help you write your own story. I will not write your own story, but you will write your own story, and based on your values, based on the life that you want, and the beliefs that are reality, not the beliefs that we make up in our head. There are some beliefs, like I come from Africa, and some people believe that if they go to other people, they can help them to become who they want to become. So I don't believe in those things. I believe in God. And some people don't believe in God, they believe in the universe, or simple, they're lost. They don't believe in anything. It is okay to not to believe anything. So I can help you how I broke the chains. I had the chains, the stagnations from my ancestors, the chains of the stagnation, the chains of like mother, like daughter. Like when I'm saying like mother, like daughter, it means what my mom is going through in life. The enemies that were attacking my mom, they are now attacking my life, which is the enemy. I am the enemy. I am my own enemy. So the problems that my mom went through, so I'm facing that problem because I have childhood attachment. The problem that my father went through, so that means I am facing that problem. So it's very, very important that you look at your family, look at the bad habit, bad attachment that they have, has been created through your family line, and break those chains. I'm not afraid to break the chains of I cannot fight for what I did not borrow, which is the chains of marriages not working, the chains of um, stagnation, stronghold. So I cannot go through that. I refuse to go through the strongholds. I refuse to go through the problems that I have created myself. I refuse to go through them. I'm willing to ask God to forgive me, and I'm willing to move forward with my life unapologetic. But I'm holding my pain and I'm writing my own story. So you have to, if your story, if you want to thrive, you want to live the life that you want. Okay, I've gone through the parents divorcing. Now I need to leave that story behind. That's what helped me to be here today, by acknowledging the story that I went through when I was a child, and then accepting it and forgiving myself, forgiving my parents, and forgiving God, because there was so much anger. I wasn't angry with God. I've always loved God. I love God so much, in a way that I've started loving God since I was young. So I've never asked questions about God, maybe one or two times. So I'm not perfect, guys. So I'm allowed to make mistakes. So now it came to a time when I was holding this pain, where I realized that actually I embrace this story that I have gone through as a child. I embrace the story of my relationship not working. I embrace the story of going through so much challenges in life. But now I have to leave those stories behind. That means I put everything on my journal. I put everything on my biography. When I put everything on my biography, I had to burn my biography. That means me saying, I don't want to be that person anymore. I love this story, but I don't want to live in that story anymore. I wanted to live in the story where I have broken freedom. So I entered the freedom story. In the freedom story, this is where I help you to the freedom story is where I help you to find healing after breakup, because went through breakup. I was messed up. I didn't go into depression, but I was mixed up. I was confused. I was confused that I spent time trying to chase a man, and I spent time putting makeup so that this man will find me attractive, fake hair so that this man will find me attractive. And then a few months later, or few years later, I find this man and he finds me attractive, and the promises are made, the promises are created, and now I'm spending time trying to keep this man. And then the child is born. Then I'm spending time trying to be a good woman for this man, trying to be a good mother for my daughter. But then the relationship later, few years later, is gone. I got confused. God, what's happening? But God said, Nomsa, look back. I gave you what you wanted. Anything you ask in my name, it shall be given to you. I gave you what you wanted. But did you know how to look after that man? No, I didn't. Did you create any boundaries in your relationship? No, I didn't. Did you have principles in that relationship? No, I didn't. So I had to find joy. My life had to be the life that I want, but by recognizing where things went wrong and being honest, being truthful to yourself, even if when it hurts. You hated so much, but in the end, I found Nomsa. I found the woman that was always there. I found that loving and caring woman that was always there with me, who neglected her life, worrying about fake makeup, worrying about fake hair, worrying about when I stepping outside, worrying that and making sure that I didn't step in the mud, protecting my wardrobe, instead rejecting the soul inside of me. So if you are that woman who is neglecting their soul inside of them, if you are that man who is listening to me right now and you are neglecting your soul, but when you go out, you make sure that you don't step in the mud, your shoes, your clothes, everything matches your fake hair, whatever you call it, your how you shave, it matches everything. So when the woman looks at you, she's like, wow, I love what I see. But inside, you're broken. Get in touch with me. I'm not gonna fix you, but you'll fix yourself. I will just walk with you, show you the things you can do to fix your life. You can get in touch with me on my website. If you go on my website, get in touch with me, send me an email, I'll get back to you, and get in touch with me. I can walk with you step by step. Whatever is broken, if you are looking for love and you are having problems of selecting the right man, the right woman, get in touch with me. I'll walk with you. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless. Ngozi Talk Shows family, please subscribe to Ngozi Talk Shows on YouTube, and God bless.